What's going on, Internet? Welcome to a series we like to call Hot Topic, a show where we take a break from our normal podcasting routine and deliver you quick, entertaining discussions about any and everything. If you're new to the show, this is The Summit, the podcast where we share with you all the latest and greatest gaming, anime, and pop culture news, saving you all the time of finding it yourself. And if you're listening to this, you can find us on all major podcasting platforms. We're available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And please don't forget, if you want to reach out and keep up with us, you can always find us in our Discord server, which is always linked in the show notes below, discord.gg/the summit. Now, with all that wrapped up, we hope that you enjoy the discussion.
But everything I play in a AAA, you can't play.
That's not entirely true.
Okay, give me the
Name a AAA game that's like Lethal Company. I'll wait.
Lethal Company is a horror game, a horror.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
It's more of a thriller.
Huh?
What the fuck is the difference between a thriller and a horror?
Horror has jump scares. Its element, a lot of its gameplays thrive on that jump scare factor, whereas the thriller moments are
so 2010. Don't nobody be doing jump scares like that anymore.
They definitely do still do jump scares.
But okay, Outlast.
That's nothing but jump scares.
Okay, that proves is not what you asked for.
I'm just saying we were categorizing.
Yeah, you said Lethal Company. I said horror game. You didn't say that was wrong, so I named a bunch of horror games that are AAA. So yeah, there. Unless you got an example for me.
That's still not it.
Resident Evil.
It's nothing like Outlast at all. Lethal Company.
Okay, but it's the same genre. Like what about Lethal Company do you want me to find in a AAA game? What specifically about Lethal Company do you want me to find in a AAA game?
That's like saying Aliens is the same thing as Conjuring.
Well, what? How did you hear that question? And now it's your next statement, bro.
I'm just saying,
yeah, they're both horror movies, so that is true.
Resident Evil,
but it's not.
Okay, I'm saying what features of Lethal Company specifically do you want me to find in a AAA game? Because it's not the horror aspect. So what is it?
Oh, is it the co-op aspect he's talking about?
No, collecting loot to resell to meet a quota within a certain amount of time. If time lapses, it's game over and you restart.
Nigga, you just described the specific mechanics of Lethal Company. Why?
Yes.
I
of course,
described what it is.
Find a fucking copy of it. Like what?
Hey man,
Nigga, you just said, find a game like this, and
this is the hill I'm standing on. All right. Meet me here.
It's a dumbass hill, bro. I don't know how you got up there, but I don't want to be up there, bro. You suffering for something up there, bro.
What were you mentioning about my library, Striker? What was that comment?
He was saying you not a gamer, nigga. You don't play games.
He said what he plays will lap all three, like Xbox, Steam, and play all three of them libraries.
I don't know. I mean, you can't count indie games because they last about 2 to 20 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
If we count in AAA games or games over 20 hours in length in their story, then I'd say
Spider-Man 2's out.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me pull up my
Spider-Man
Steam account, where you'll see my average time of my games and the amount of games that I've played. I'm pretty sure even just the amount of games I've played, not even all the games that I've had, it still laps all of your platforms.
Okay, y'all gotta stop bringing up my Steam. I just started playing Steam.
I didn't just say your Steam. I said all your platforms.
You're not lapping my PlayStation.
I'm lapping your PlayStation. I'm lapping
Striker,
Xbox,
I've been through
Nintendo
your
Switch.
achievement.
You can even throw in mobile games if you want to try to
We
have
your account on PlayStation. We have access to it.
You also have access to my Steam account. You ain't touching my Steam account alone. That set aside my PlayStation.
All right, let me go through your Steam account.
Xbox.
I will go through your Steam account and I will look at what you play. Let me see. How do I do this stuff?
I'm looking. You only own 97 games on Steam.
That's all you see.
That's what you own. What do you mean?
That's all I see.
What the fuck?
You ain't looking. No, I got you. Because we did this the other day. We were comparing Steam stats.
It says you have 97 games. You've played 1,400 hours on Destiny 2 alone. So a lot of these hours are on Destiny. You've played 232 hours on Marvel Rivals. Okay, another multiplayer game. You have 523 hours on Counter-Strike.
I got you.
Another multiplayer game.
Ashy Razor.
Somehow you have 174 hours in NBA 2K13.
There's my total Steam account. They don't give you the dollar amount of my Steam account, how many hours I have recorded on the account, my average play time, all of the games that I've owned, all the games that I've played. Like, hey man, I'm just saying, like, y'all want to see the stats? I got the stats to prove it. Where's Ashy stats, yo? We still waiting for at least
nigga.
one.
Where did you find this website?
Yeah, what
the hell?
This is the Steam database info.
Okay.
I've never seen this website. What the
It's
hell?
a legit website. Like, it's not even like fabricated.
Okay,
one.
so
the
you have
average price of the games you buy is $14, nigga.
I mean, we buy a lot of $10 games.
Exactly. So those games are either multiplayer or they don't have any story to them that's more than 10 hours.
Yeah, because
so
I play more than just AAA. I'm not a sheep.
I'll give you $15 for your birthday, bro.
I ain't a sheep.
With it.
Hey man, I'd appreciate it. I'll take it. I ain't gonna be grimy, yo. I'm gonna be grateful.
Well, look.
I'm a grateful person for the content that people release, and I'll actually consume that content. Whether I like it or not is a different story. But I'm gonna still play it regardless.
But
why? Because I'm not a sheep.
If we're going through your Steam, it says games. Okay, we're gonna break it down by category. This is the link you provided. Okay, so don't change it up. I ain't gonna change it. You have 39 games that you've played with 12 or more hours in, right? You have 16 for 6 to 12, and you have 20 games that have never been played. 20 games out of your library have never been played. Mm-hmm. Products by cost. So 2 of your games cost above $54.99.
That's
25 of your games cost between $10.99 and $39.99. Mm-hmm. You only have 5 games above the price of $39.99. So I'm guessing these aren't AAA games. You have 53 games that are no price, so most of these are free. Not knocking, just bringing the stats down, right? And then, so how is this? How does this prove that you beat any games? How does this prove?
Who said anything about beating any games? Hold on now y'all trying to switch up the narrative.
No,
you see how they like to do this? You see how they like to do this, Celtic?
That's what I said.
They like to switch the narrative up, yo, talking about like, you don't play games. The second I start proving and throwing numbers, these niggas want to switch the topic and be like, you don't beat them. Then they be like, oh,
I was just bringing up The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Elden Ring is this nigga's number 7th most played game, and he talked mad shit. Where's God of War on this list?
Crazy.
Where's God of War on this bitch, bro? Because that motherfucking Gap got an award.
That's crazy. Oh, let me see. Okay, I'm going back to your profile, Striker. Okay. Honest to God, it looks like. How do I cycle these between? Did you boot up 2K13 recently?
I might have.
You might have?
I might have.
Because I'm like, there's no other reason why this should be up here like this.
That nigga play that shit every year.
He played 2K13 recently.
Okay, I mean, so, don't everybody?
No.
It really ain't changed till 17.
You have 3 perfect games. Oh, Counter-Strike, Destiny, and Bodycam. Okay, Bodycam has 1 achievement. Okay.
Destiny is only a handful of achievements.
I'm not gonna lie, that one, a lot of those achievements got grandfathered from when I played on Xbox.
Okay. So what AAA games have you lapped me with? I'm not.
That's not what we asked, though.
I'm not seeing many that you've lapped me with, honestly, either. I got more games in my PlayStation library than you got on Steam.
If you're being honest, bro, if you look at the top most played games on this list, most of them are not indie games. Destiny, Counter-Strike, Baldur's Gate, Marvel Rivals, 2K, Black Myth.
They're all multiplayer.
Valheim's the first indie, and that's at number 6. And Elden Ring, Black Ops 2. Does Power War count as indie? It kind of like does. So that's another one.
Yeah,
Brighter Shores, another one. V Rising, that's an indie, right? So yeah, that's 4 indies so far. Like,
is Jagex indie? I don't think Jagex is indie. Jagex is AAA.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because RuneScape has been around for a hot minute.
But that's only like 2 indie games so far. That's your top 10. Keep going. Helldivers, Card Shop Simulator.
Helldivers indie. Helldivers is indie.
Well, it started out indie. It's not anymore.
I don't know about that.
No, I wouldn't say indie. Wouldn't it be more AA?
Yeah, if anything, it ain't indie for sure.
It ain't AAA.
I mean,
how many hours of Helldivers did you even play? You didn't play that much Helldivers, Striker.
We played like 15, 20 hours.
Nah, ain't no way you played that much Helldivers.
Outlast Trials, Sparking Zero, GTA 5 from Game Rocket League. Bro, like, you don't even, there aren't a ton of indies up here.
There's
you
not.
don't play, so like, you don't play indies a lot. So yeah, I think our AAA argument holds up because like, for us to even beat a AAA game, you have to put in like minimum 20 hours. We're talking like,
what was the last 3 AAA games you beat, Striker?
One more time.
What was the last 3 AAA games you've beat?
Black Myth.
Okay.
Soon to be Split.
Huh?
Soon to be Split Fiction.
But you didn't beat it yet, so we can't say that.
Nigga, hey.
Not my game was trash.
What the fuck? I'm gonna assume I'm tripping here because there's no way you bought 2 Kingdom Hearts games for $36 and never touched them.
He did not. He didn't say shit on PlayStation.
That boy bought, bro. You talking shit on AAA games? You dropped like 80 on shit you never touched, bro.
Bro, he had a good 20 games he's never played.
I mean, I beat it way back in the day, so there's nothing that I'm pressed to immediately beat. Also, mind you, this dropped towards the end of the year.
Yeah, you were willing to drop 35 just to wait? That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Mm-hmm. You could have just bought it when you were ready to play that bitch.
I can play it whenever I'm ready to play it. I just know I got it.
Later. Only 10 minutes in the Payday 2. What the fuck? That's not even one full heist.
I think we were having issues trying to connect. Oh, we couldn't get the networking or the co-op to work. Or I don't think it did have a co-op like that. So we switched to Payday 3, which was free on Game Pass.
Payday 3 is ass. Payday 2 is leagues better, and it is co-op. So I don't know what y'all running into.
It wasn't working.
I probably just didn't know how to act. Like, one of you got to host a contract, and then you join his lobby once he has a contract open.
Yeah, we don't play that game like that. So we
but you played Payday 3. Oh my god.
It was easier to get in.
Payday 3 is just ass. I'm sorry if that's your baseline for how you think Payday is.
I don't know what Payday is.
Well, my boy got almost 90
He only played Payday 3 for like an hour or two.
See, no wonder y'all hate AAA games. You waste your money because you don't play them bitches. I wouldn't buy them either.
It was free.
Yeah.
On Game Pass.
That game is bad. It deserved to be free.
Damn.
I ain't like
he really hates it.
Because they dead ass just downgraded the game. Like, why the fuck would you do that?
Hey Striker, you got 85 minutes in Wizard 101. You want to explain?
Boy, yeah. You got less than an hour in Sonic Adventure 2? What the fuck? Yeah, you don't be playing games for real, bro. All these good games.
Once again, like y'all be saying, I'm leagues older than y'all. So all of these games that y'all are seeing that are old, that you're calling GOAT, and you're not wrong, I beat when I was legit.
When I was legit.
Yeah, no proof. No. You ain't got no proof, no profile to show me.
I don't got nothing to prove to you. I'm telling you what I did.
Why the fuck you sending this?
Whether or not you want to believe it is your problem. That's a personal problem. I'm telling you what I did.
Okay, I got a link that shows you all my games, all my time played. Oh, it's not on there. If you don't believe me, that's your problem.
Listen, because that wasn't an argument.
All right, be quiet. No need to fear. Hyrule is here.
Nigga, we arguing right now. That ain't what the argument was about.
Me personally, I wouldn't let him talk to me like that, Hyrule.
No, yeah, he was. I'm studying him right now. Both him and Ashy.
Look out of here, big back nigga. What you talking about?
Oh shit!
Talking about how
I know you ain't talking. You sat at the back of the theater, yo, and no one paid mind to
I'm just over here trying to finish Split Fiction.
Bro, I can't load the game.
Who said you could have fun, JD?
Apparently Striker did.
What's going on this Wednesday, bro? Why is everyone so toxic?
Oh shit!
So toxic, bro. I've been waiting on you for like the last 30 minutes now.
That does
bro, my game's been crashing.
What's the argument about? Get me locked in.
But the argument was saying because Striker said he played.
No. I ain't know what Striker said because I hopped in, yo. And the
we
very
said
first thing I hear is
so it started because Ashy was playing The Last of Us. then they were talking about how Stryker ain't made it past test dying. And I was like, damn, this nigga ain't made it nowhere. So when he joined, I was like, damn, Stryker, you don't play games? And then I brought up The Last of Us, and then he sent the link to his Steam account, and it went from there.
It's them to me, bro, it just crashes immediately. This is what I'm getting. It's them to me just making a statement that, and this statement is true, and it's probably even true on High Roller's end too. We play more game than Ashley does on all platforms that he's played any video game on. Put together.
Damn. Yeah,
but
that's
you
true.
haven't proven that.
Hey, thank you, High Roller. Thank you.
No. High Roller's gonna meet Roger because y'all both bodies $10 games. We just pulled up the Carfax. Before.
Actually, don't you get like 10 games in your Steam account?
Oh my god, bro.
Damn.
One, we can't compare I'm a PlayStation veteran, okay? I've been with PlayStation since 2013.
You be sitting at your PC most of the time nowadays.
Well, now because I have a PC, but I ain't always had money. I ain't always had no PC. I've been on PlayStation for over a decade. I got a big library there. I got a lot of achievements. Got a lot of games I played.
I'm a Sega Genesis veteran, but fuck that got to do with all the games I played.
Because you 45, bro. Of course you a Sega Genesis veteran. We talking about you brought up my Xbox, my PlayStation, and my Steam, right?
I made a statement, and that statement holds true.
We did a deep dive alone into your Steam, which is your most played catalog, correct?
Do you have 114 titles across all your platforms? We're gonna start there.
How many I got on Steam? I got 31 on Steam alone.
Hey, hold on. We need someone to Carfax check them.
No, I'm looking at it. I got 31 games in my Steam library.
Pull up your Steam DB info.
What is that? He talking about he a PlayStation nigga. Let me go turn my PS5 on.
Go turn it on.
Bro, why y'all coming at Ashley like this, bro? What this?
I'm saying.
Oh,
and
no,
that wasn't even the argument.
The
argument was that Stryker, you can't count those games because those games are 10 minutes long. We've seen he has. Let me pull up his Steam.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Stryker's not good at video games. Period. So why is he arguing?
What are you talking about? Most of those indie games that we all the time do not be 10 minutes long.
The average price of his purchased games are $14.
Restart.
So because the price is low, it don't count.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they obviously aren't AAA
games. Let me step in real
bro.
quick because they twisted the words of the argument a lot. Look, so originally the point was, and Stryker did start this because he shot at Ashley saying, "Hey, my Steam library will run laps around your entire video game discography." That's how it started, right? Mm-hmm. And so we took a look at Stryker's Steam library, and the reason we're bringing up the indie thing is not an indie versus AAA thing. The thing we were saying is because originally it was more so about the amount of games you played and the amount of content within them, so the amount of time you spend playing them. And a lot of the indie games Stryker play, he does not put the extended amount of time into. So it's not fair to compare one indie game to one AAA in that case, because it's like
that's fair.
That's it. So that's the thing. So it's not a AAA versus indie thing. It's a games played plus time invested sort of thing.
What if you play? Because, like, for example, I'm playing Vampire Survivors right now. I don't know why this little shitty game has me so fucking hooked right now, and I'm putting in a lot of hours in this. But I've been playing this shit for like at least 7 hours today, bro. And that shit is indie as they come. Does that count?
Yeah, of course it counts. Yeah, of course it counts. Like Stryker has a lot of games he has no time in that bitch, bro.
So he just padding his stats.
Yeah, that boy he bought Kingdom Hearts 3 times, bro, and played it once.
Stryker, you padding stats, bro? Like your bro?
We're not even gonna count on his PlayStation account. There's a Kingdom Hearts game that he has over like 60 hours in that he has no achievements. I don't know how that's even possible. You don't got one achievement in that. So you must have been just chilling at the menu, stacking time on that game. Had to. You don't have one achievement. They at least PlayStation will give you an achievement just for completing a chapter in every game or something. They'll just give you a achievement for just opening up the game. You ain't even got none of that. I'm wondering how you got over 50 hours in a game and not one achievement for it.
What game are you talking about?
Kingdom Hearts. It's one of them Kingdom Hearts games.
Well, to be fair to Stryker, he is not good at video games. I think we already so it could be possible. Just puts a lot of time in.
Abuse some power. Shut that nigga out real quick, yeah. I'm gonna just let him listen. I'm gonna shut him up. It's stupid.
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Try to help you out there, bro. Why you
So I'm looking at Ashley thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
His top played games is literally COD.
Wait.
GTA
Share it.
5.
Share it. Stop.
I got
Smite on there
PS5.
too. I got 2 accounts. Go to my other account too.
Yo, why you got so many? Oh, you was getting banned. Actually, a secret toxic gamer, bro.
Yeah, share it. Let me see.
Nigga, how am I finna share it, nigga? I'm in my living room.
Yeah, is this new to you?
I forgot you ain't got no damn.
Nigga, who the fuck put 658 hours in Xenoverse? That shit, there is not that much content in that.
Yes, there is.
He falls asleep in the menus, bro.
Yes, there is. I got achievements though. I got achievements though.
I mean, I think
it's not a hard game.
all kind of
No, it's not. That game is pretty easy. That's one of the reasons why I stopped playing it.
Which you ain't even played a game, High Roller. What you talking
Xenoverse?
about?
Yeah, I did play Xenoverse.
All right, so then you should know there's content in it. What are you talking about?
We never said there wasn't content. We said it was easy.
High Roller literally said there's not that much content.
Hold on.
I said there's not that much content
Years.
for almost 700 hours.
Hold on.
It's
Don't
a
talk trash
multiplayer
about
game.
Xenoverse.
What are you talking about?
We ain't talking trash about Xenoverse. We just saying
No.
the game is easy.
I could say the
But
same
there-
shit
there's
about
a
Grand
lot of
Theft Auto.
content. You know how many DLCs came out for Xenoverse?
So many.
I mean, it's the same story we've been seeing. They do the same thing with every Dragon Ball
No,
Z.
there's a lot of
Nigga,
content.
you bought Sparking Zero.
Yeah, it has way more than Sparky
Yeah,
Zero.
nigga, I was just, gassing that shit up, nigga. You know I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. What do you mean? I only put in like 5 hours in it, but still.
Fair.
Striker put in 50.
Honestly, you could get lost in Xenoverse and play like way over 50 with how much content they have.
Yeah, they got a lot of
You-
content.
You have the masters, the different trainers.
Yeah,
and to learn the skills,
that's difficult.
all
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
side quests.
Okay,
all
but here's the
side quests they
question
got.
though,
Anti.
High Roller. Now that you're looking at Ash's profile, who do you think plays games more? Because that was the OG thing. Who do you think puts more time and more games, like in terms of
All right, who sticks with one game the longest? I can only answer that. Striker definitely plays more games, but whoever like buys a specific game, sticks with that longer, actually puts a bunch of hours in that one. Then I'll say Ashy. The Striker definitely plays more games.
That's fair. That's a fair.
total? You did well. I guess it doesn't matter.
I have
Where do you
115 in my PlayStation library, and then I have about
you on
30
PlayStation?
something
Why don't
on
they have
you
Steam.
don't, 'cause you
So that's over 130. Striker.
Fuck you. I'm fake, nigga. You ain't at me. You know my shit, High Roller.
Hey, you know my shit raised your SJS, huh?
Well, I just put it out there right now. I don't think none of y'all fucking
That
with
is
me
true.
in either Destiny or Arc. So don't even
Fuck
look.
them games.
Yeah,
The
you
games
can have
ass
that.
anyways.
You can have that.
This nigga
You
said
got
But
that,
y'all
bro.
niggas ain't good at them games. So.
You got that.
Hey,
bro.
hold up. I'm a pretty decent Guardian now. All right, the Arc shit
Oh,
you
no,
can have.
you're better than me right now, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. You put in work, but I'm almost retired, so just understandable. I'm like
Wait, in
LeBron,
real life or the game?
both, nigga.
Oh, okay. We just wanted to clarify for the audience, sorry.
What audience, bro? You ain't got no audience. It's just me and you. What the fuck you
No,
talking about?
it's about 10 motherfuckers in here.
You really gonna wait for me to see
Jeremy.
your post, bro? You gonna make me
Jeremy.
sign it on my phone and shit?
Oh, snap, my bad. Hold on. I gotta.
Damn,
Let me pause real quick.
this whole episode just gonna be arguing.
Hell yeah.
Oh, y'all recording
ratings,
right now?
ratings.
Oh damn! I didn't know y'all was recording. My bad. I wouldn't have just jumped in here and half naked. I was gonna be disrespectful too.
Nah, we
Striker
need that
didn't even
energy
beat
for-
his quote unquote one of his favorite games, Rise of the Ronin. So we can't say
Hold on. What do you mean I didn't beat?
We can't say-
Go look at those trophies. Go look at the achievements.
Striker,
I
you
definitely
literally-
beat it.
you
I
beat-
that
beat
game. You can't
the
say I
Ronin?
didn't beat that game and be
What
wrong.
is
Like if you're
beating
gonna
a
make a
game
statement,
right now?
at least
One
make
game
a
at a time.
statement that's true.
you beat it months after you claimed to have finished it. and
So
you
then
didn't.
your statement is you're just throwing shit out, just pulling shit out of jazz
Okay,
right now.
let me rephrase. Striker beat Rise of the Ronin, his quote-unquote game of the year, one of his game of the year nominees last year, one of his favorite games last year, months after the rest of us had already beaten the game. Let me rephrase.
Bro, I ain't
I mean,
gonna lie,
what's that
I
gonna do
already
with
got
anything,
that
though?
game for real.
What do y'all
I'm outta
consider
here.
beating a game
Yeah,
though?
yeah. I can't.
Beating a game is
told the
is
story.
playing the
the
game
story.
from start to finish in
Yeah, just
terms of
complete
the
the main
story.
campaign.
Complete the
But you
campaign.
should completing the main campaign, but can
Yeah.
you really say you quote unquote beat a game if you ain't
That's
100%
debatable.
nowadays?
Bro, we
debatable.
actually had that argument
We
months
actually had
ago.
that
Right
argument.
before you said that.
I think you can. Think of how
Yeah.
based off what you said, there's a lot of games where it's just like I gotta do some of the craziest shit, multiple replays, 700, 1,000 hours just 100% shit.
That's a completionist.
In one game. Like you can't consider that getting all the trophies.
But then
Like,
if you only beat the main story though, and you know you got like a bunch of side quests that you ain't even touched, like you ain't even really played the game.
You beat the game.
Oh yeah. I recommend doing a bunch of side quests.
Perspective is actually more relevant to the argument at first because it also had a matter to do with like time. Like, could you put more time into a AAA game than you do an indie typically?
You know, but you can put like right now I got about 40 something hours in my replay of Red Dead, and I ain't even a quarter way through the game right now. So I mean, I can pad it all I want, but that don't mean I beat the game just because I got more hours than somebody in the game. I think beating the game would simply just mean completing the main story. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you go anything outside of that, I think that's just being a completionist. But you can say you've beaten a game if you've completed the main story. That's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem because there's some games that are just like, I'll take Cyberpunk for instance, since you're playing that right now. I mean, it has a lot of content. I wouldn't say that you didn't beat the game just because you didn't go and complete every side quest and obtain every trophy.
I'm actually doing all the gigs before I finish the story.
I didn't do all the gigs, but I did quite a bit of them.
You kicking the ass out of some side quests right now. You ain't even touched the main campaign yet, right, Razor?
Pretty much.
So if you beat all the side quests and don't even touch the main campaign, you didn't beat the game, even though you put in more work.
This is true. I have not beat Cyberpunk, but I have like, how many hours do I have in that bitch right now? It's something crazy. Where do I see this? Fucking hell. It's something crazy. Yo, while I'm here on my business map, I'm like confused as to why I sent this nigga a friend request and he still ain't added me back, bro.
Ooh, high roller?
The nigga right here, yeah.
Yeah, he don't add people
I went back to my desk. Hold on, let me go back to the living room.
Damn, why can't I check my hours on the? I gotta check on the actual damn.
And I know y'all weren't talking about my GTA 5 time when y'all niggas literally still play GTA 5 to this day.
Who plays GTA 5? I ain't opened
you and Striker.
In like 3 months. If I play like
recent.
an hour, if I play like an hour or two, like
not even 3 months. It was like
really count?
Mid last year that we stopped playing it.
Bro, we're only in the 3rd year of this month, so what the fuck? It was gonna be last year regardless. If you said 3 months ago.
We almost at. It's been well over a year.
I doubt that.
Nah, y'all had that shit booted up like 4 months ago. Y'all had to.
I don't know. In December? Definitely.
It don't matter. It's GTA 5. I know we're not talking about my playtime on GTA 5. Y'all probably got more hours than me in GTA 5.
Doubt it.
How many hours you got? Do you play on Steam, Striker?
I do.
Let me pull your shit up.
Razor, you sure you had a high roller 210? I ain't seen that shit.
Yeah, I did.
Well, Striker, I won't hear it because you just booted up NBA 2K13.
It was a good game. What's wrong with that?
Does it say Sean?
Let me go back.
And you named the game you opened up over 10 years ago?
Turn off.
Which game?
My controller can turn off. Let me go get my cord.
Can I name a game I've opened up over 10 years ago?
That you've had for over 10 years. Yeah, just put it simple
GTA
as that. Have you?
The one we're talking about?
Count. That shit don't fucking count.
Why that don't count? It's still popular to this day.
Wait, what game?
GTA 5. He said, "Can I name a game?"
That's just cope, honestly. That's just because you haven't gotten anything new, and you want, and you have a need to satisfy your delinquency.
Nigga, when did Destiny 2 come out?
2017.
Okay, well, which one? Well, Destiny, the original Destiny was 14, right?
2014. Yeah, Destiny was 2014.
A game that I've opened up that I've had for 10 plus years.
Minecraft.
Oh, there you go. Got you.
Far Cry?
Got you in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Rangers ain't grow up. Like that's all that is.
Yeah, he just came in here. Why he getting hate now?
Yeah.
Actually, everybody got get hate.
I've been here the whole time.
I mean, I guess The Last of Us since I was.
Yeah,
Just
Rizzo, your profile don't count, nigga. You just don't go outside.
What the fuck?
You don't like fresh air.
I'm too good to enter the competition. I didn't see a fucking amateur sign. What is this?
Don't bring that nigga Razor.
I mean, he just called you a hermit.
Nigga does absolutely nothing else. This nigga's worse than Jonathan.
Bro,
he just said he got no life.
Since I've been a kid. It's been the same.
That nigga got like 18 fucking platinum trophies.
I'm on my second account. My last one got like a perma-banned. My childhood one.
But yeah, no, I've had this since like 2012, I think, or 2011. 2011? Yeah, I think that's when I had this account. But hey, if you check my shit while you there, look, I mean to brag. Look, I feel like I got variety. You know what I'm saying? That's
Razor got variety.
He does.
I don't really count actually because most of his highest shit is fucking every next year's Call of Duty.
I mean, I've played a lot of story games. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna put 800 hours into a story game.
That's some of your most highest.
Well, yeah, they're multiplayer games. Obviously, your highest playtime gonna be multiplayer games. That's the only thing that makes sense.
If I have my old account, my highest played game would probably be Skyrim, but that's because I mod the fuck out of it. I've been modding that bitch for 10 years.
Yeah, but that's your old account. What about this account?
I think I had Skyrim on this or something, so I don't have my.
On y'all Steam, y'all most played games is like CS, which is a multiplayer game.
Yeah,
it's not for me.
Okay, yours is Destiny 2, which 1,400 hours, blowing everything out the water, but that's a multiplayer game.
So. Mine is, but I didn't start playing multiplayer games really until like the last 3-4 years.
Is it really a multiplayer game?
Is Destiny a multiplayer game? Yes, Destiny is a multiplayer game.
It has multiplayer
how often do you hop on Destiny 2 and not play with anybody?
Plenty of times.
Okay, okay, we're gonna be honest this time. How often do you hop on Destiny 2 and not play with anybody?
I didn't hear that question. Striker was laughing too hard.
I asked him how often does he hop on Destiny 2 without joining a lobby or playing a mission with anybody?
Pretty often. There's
I
a lot
don't
of things I can do.
I don't think so. Every time you're playing Destiny 2,
the only time that we really ever playing multiplayer is if we're doing a big raid or some kind of new dungeon or a dungeon to begin with.
So what are you doing? You just be playing by yourself?
I'm not a masochist.
You just be playing by yourself?
For the most part, a lot of that game I did play by myself. Yes.
Well, for the last 2 years and some change of fucking.
For the last 2 years and some change, we've been playing a lot of content that recently dropped out, which was towards the end of the main saga of that game, which of course had to do with preparing and kind of getting ready for the big raid that was going to be opened up at the end of the week, which was a 6-man activity, followed by another activity, which was a 7-man activity as well. Huh?
That nigga gotta be reading.
You sound like he was reading off something.
That boy got ChatGPT. Respond to this.
I'm passionate. You know, I was passionate about that game.
But I think your argument is baseless because Destiny itself is a multiplayer game. Even if you're like actively playing with your friends, you're probably queuing into something with other Guardians. Even if it's just a tower as a social hub setting. It's multiplayer, dude.
It's a multiplayer game. Nyoggle?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to go back to your original comment when you said that Last of Us has no grounds as being considered a good game. That's what
you're just a hater with that one.
Yeah, you're just a hater. That's okay.
I hate it.
So I don't understand because you like PlayStation games. You like Astrobot.
My ARC playtime beats your Steam playtime.
I do.
He ain't like Astrobot. He was just gaslighting.
I know you was.
What happened?
My ARC playtime beats your Steam playtime.
Damn.
I have playtime.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Xbox and
it's kind of fucking scary. How much fucking ARC time you have?
Speaking of ARC, didn't some of y'all niggas used to set alarms to check and make sure you didn't get
that was rain for sure.
He left it. Hold on. Yeah, no, that don't even count because that's inflated, bro. Y'all left your Xboxes on. You left your shit on. You
can ask Free. Free did that. I've never left my shit logged in, nigga. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you definitely have.
I was in the military when I was playing ARC. I never left my shit turned on, man.
When Rain goes to sleep, he turns his shit off.
And like that nigga right there with them dinosaurs every time.
Every time.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Two of the people in this chat right now have been
only
living
I
with
knew
this
Clay
man.
was on the other fucking line, bro. If only I knew.
I know, right? I'd have cussed that nigga out sooner, man.
If I
Yeah, I used to really like Overwatch.
I did.
Damn.
It was my favorite game for about 2 years.
I wish I had my old account. I don't got a lot of shit about it.
Wait, Rain, you got more arc time than his Steam catalog?
Yes.
That's kind of
Because, like I said, they didn't turn this shit off. They literally were on for like about 16
The
hours.
niggas watch me play the game, man.
bro, how many
Niggas
how many
watch me
hours
play.
you got in that motherfucker, ball?
Yeah, how many hours you got?
5,000.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
How much? How much time
It's
is that?
unnatural. You gonna tell me he turned this shit off, yo?
days.
You gonna tell me he turned it off?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro,
It's like that for Destiny too, though.
I was gonna say,
It's
bro,
not. It
honestly,
is definitely
Yes,
not.
it is.
I would have been able to match
You can look
if
at my
not
Steam
beat him.
time on Destiny, and
Oh,
it's
shit.
already
Hey, go at it, bro.
1,400.
Go
My
at
Xbox time is 3,000 hours, bruh.
You know what?
So you're adding everything up, though.
Wait, let's put this into
I'm
perspective.
telling you, it's 3,000 hours on Xbox, and then on Steam it's 1,400 hours.
You know what
On
I've learned
Arc?
from looking at everyone's accounts? We need to put the electronics
No.
out. Go camping. Go outside. Something.
Watch out for camping.
Especially Razor.
The camping trip.
Bro, this is the modern society, all right? We don't go outside.
Okay,
Not
wait.
naked out there, but bullets.
I want to put this
Yeah.
into perspective. 5,000 hours is 208 days.
Nah, so it's actually 211 days. Like I posted
Oh.
the time in the
Wait,
game.
wait, no.
That nigga said get it right.
Oh,
My
my
bad.
bad.
I got 211 days and 18 hours, which would actually be 5,082
And you got about 125 days in Destiny.
on Xbox. On PC, I got more than that. Well, less than that. A little bit less. It's half. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Bro, if
Those
I
are the
never
most
stopped
played
playing
games I
Overwatch,
played.
I would bet
No,
imagine.
what are you saying?
Do y'all niggas get fresh air besides when you gotta go to work?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I go to the gym sometimes.
I look at the sun. I think about it.
On Google
So
Images.
distant. So far.
I probably got about 7 to 10 in Wizard 101. So, you know.
Mid.
I shouldn't have threw that comment in there. Should have left that alone. Sorry.
It's alright.
What's your hours on CS?
That's crazy. Like 970
Yo,
something.
he had
like that.
1,000. He has to be.
In a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a year.
I didn't start playing until I didn't start playing
Nah, that's
CS
what he
until
put
November.
in a year. That's what I'm saying. So think
Yeah, I
about
put that
it.
in
If
a
he was
year.
playing that shit for 4 years, that'd be 3,600 hours roughly.
Yeah. You just give it time. If we all had that one game we loved, give it enough time. Because that would have been Overwatch for me if I never stopped playing.
That's going to be Assassin's
Yeah, I
Creed
got
Shadows for some
995
of y'all.
hours.
I pray to God not. I feel like it gotta be a multiplayer game. You can't
It has
do
to
that.
be.
shit
You
on
can't
no
play that
fucking-
to a
Talk
Yeah,
about like if
nah.
you see my old account didn't get
actually,
banned, my hours in Skyrim was crazy.
Unless it's some game with insane content like Baldur's Gate.
Some people are just obsessed with playing a
Oh,
game
mine almost got
over and
100K,
over.
bro.
But that's very rare.
Ass.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, while we're here though, speaking of Baldur's Gate, y'all are talking to Mr. Razor Golden Dice SJS over here, boy.
What's that mean?
I beat honor mode last
Prove
night.
it.
What the
Ooh.
okay, how do you want the proof? Boot up a game, fuck nigga. Okay.
Wait, so you get
It's a
golden
picture
dice
of your
permanently?
name with the dice. Or if you making a decision with it.
What's golden dice
Actually,
mean?
no, not even the achievement. Post the
It's
achievement.
golden dice. It's just
Okay.
golden dice.
Post
So
the
Well, I
it-
can get that
you
straight
always
from
hit
Steam,
10
huh?
or 20?
Yeah,
You always hit
straight-
20?
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
directly.
niggas like
I
to
don't
have
be
your
doing
shit
this.
private, yo.
Golden skin on the
My
dice.
my shit ain't private.
Oh,
Nobody
shit.
else can get
Private
it.
by
You can't
fucking-
pay for it. You gotta earn it.
How do I
Gotta earn
fucking
it?
post it? How do I post that shit?
You don't know how to screenshot it?
Oh, we're looking at a screenshot.
Windows Shift S.
Hold on,
That
I
does
gotta
blow
go
it
to
up.
my achievements, bro.
Look at them boys.
Can we talk about Rain's Twitter argument earlier that I kept getting tagged in?
Oh
Which
yeah.
one, bro?
Yeah,
I
I
was
did
gonna
get
say,
mentioned.
Yeah,
a
which
lot.
one? There was a few of them.
There's a few of them. He was arguing about
Yeah,
some
nah,
of
he was fighting the world.
Them niggas
Yeah, he
can't see me.
was.
I got blocked twice. Them niggas
Oh.
pussy for real.
Last time I argued with somebody, it was a bad bitch, and bro, I couldn't talk shit. Like she was cooking, And usually I'll call somebody like poor or ugly, but I couldn't call her ugly, so I kind of called her poor.
Turns out she wasn't poor.
That boy hit you with the
she was
womp
definitely poor.
womp.
She was in college.
that boy tried, man.
He said womp womp. Origins is literally better in every way, despite releasing the year before. Valhalla isn't even an Assassin's Creed game, bitch.
Hey,
And then you just see Rain send a gif with a who is that?
Crazy too. It's crazy too. He added a period at the end of bitch. He used punctuation.
That's Hunter, bro. That's the only nigga to show up to 1v1 with a shovel because he knew he was gonna bury that nigga.
This conversation was funny, bro. Oh my god. So what were you were you debating this list originally that somebody had posted? Oh yeah, because it says Valhalla not worth playing.
Valhalla's like dead ass at the bottom for no reason, right? So I was like, all right. How you gonna put the other two games that are like that way above it and then just try to shit on that for
which ones would you put at not worth playing?
Oh, well, Unity for sure. It's just ass. I mean, Unity was great because everybody wanted to play with their friends. Like you never got to play an Assassin's Creed game with your friends.
It was a multiplayer game?
Yep.
Yeah, multiplayer in Unity was bad. Once they fixed all the bugs though, the single player was pretty good to me. I felt like that was probably one of the best systems they did for their parkour, and like the city was like insane. Like they really did a really good job.
It was crazy because they probably did good in those aspects.
And I'm hoping they do the same thing with Shadows.
They put Valhalla at the absolute not worth playing. It wasn't. Valhalla ain't even that bad.
Can you shoot the thorns?
Mid-Holla.
I think it's just because it came out around the same time as God of War. Everybody was just kind of.
No, the other way. Please, the other way.
All right,
you want to go look at that picture?
That's for making me wait.
What do you mean making you wait?
You know exactly what I mean, bro.
Complete the game in honor mode. Okay, I see you.
See, now you making me wait again.
Okay. So there was something else you posted.
I just wanted to see if you prove it.
For me?
Yeah, there was something else you posted.
I was gonna stop, bro.
It was too late, man. I was dead.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, that's in funnies.
That's in funnies.
All right.
Yeah, if it's a screenshot.
Funny in the funnies.
Yeah. It was like, oh yeah.
Up.
So he said, if I wanted an American hijacked version of Japanese culture, I'd watch The Last Samurai again. He said the game was developed in the UK. Bots like you gotta stop. Correction, a French studio.
That nigga blocked me.
So basically, the gayest place in Europe. Did you think this was a win? Then he blocked you.
No. That nigga, not him. I went back and forth with him for a minute. The original nigga up at top. So that's like.
Oh, okay.
That nigga blocked me. He came back and he was like, "This dude's self-replying on my post, fucking idiot." And I was like, "God, you're dumb." This nigga's weird. Because I was arguing with the other nigga already, bruh. But he blocked me after I called him dense.
And then there was one more. Okay, so this would kind of trigger like what I wanted to talk about today. Anyway, when you posted that the dude said unpopular opinion is it me or has IGN really been missing their mark when it comes to rating games? This is a clear sign of them being bought out by this woke propaganda and not focusing on what gamers want and echoing those perspectives as gamers themselves. And then he says show more, whatever. And then dude says the most racist game ever made. I'm assuming, are they talking about Shadows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The most racist game ever made.
They complain about the Black Samurai, probably.
Oh my god, they always are. Yeah. Dude. How accurate is this to Japan? That one was funny to me. I didn't even know what the fuck that meant. How accurate is this to Japan? Like, what are you talking about? Then he says, and yet Japan gamers dislike it. Okay. Why didn't you give it a 10 out of 10? Stop hating black people. Hopefully Ubisoft sues you. That whole thread was just kind of funny to me. But I don't know. It kind of like sparked this whole discussion because I feel like, one, we live in this popular times now where gaming is very, very, very popular, especially after COVID. And now we have a society where if a game isn't getting like the reviews from these big reviewers or these big fucking gaming news people, whatever, people are literally, they're gonna shit on it automatically. One, if their favorite content creator shitting on it, they're automatically not gonna buy it, they're not gonna experience it, they're not gonna play it. A lot of people sit up here and develop opinions about games before they've even played it. I mean, just kind of like this comment saying the most racist game ever. I don't know what was racist about Shadows at all. Even seeing anything from the damn previews. I don't know what people are saying that.
A black man killing Chinese or some shit like that or whatever.
I think it's just because he's
probably
black.
But then again, motherfuckers was complaining about the lack of white people in Black Panther. So
yeah, I mean, people just want something to complain about. But I think it was just we saw one person say that they were like, "Oh, well, this is historically inaccurate." Like, which one? I'm like, who gives a fuck? Because it's a video game too. I mean, Yasuke is actually a real character, a real person in history. 3, I mean, just say you're upset because you have a black protagonist. Like, just say that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, something wrong with that, but I'd rather you just come out and say that instead of you trying to sit there and beat around the bush and create some narrative that doesn't exist to justify your bullshit reasoning.
Yeah, just be real.
Yeah, just be real. I don't like black people. Just say that. then we can just all be like, oh, okay, he's racist. Move on.
Yeah.
Quick.
For those of y'all listening to the pod in the future, most of us are pretty much black in this Discord, so we ain't racist. So don't mind that comment that I actually just made.
This is true.
Yeah, we're not okay with you with racist. We're okay with you being true to who you are. You fucking
exactly.
I prefer it. Or is you just trying to, disguise yourself in some BS agenda that you've made up? Another thing that kind of ties into a split fiction a little bit, because I got reminded about that when me and Striker were playing earlier. I guess people were, before split fiction came out, they were like, what were they saying? They were just, the whole, oh, this game is woke, this and that, which I'm so fucking tired of hearing that damn word. Every time you see a black protagonist or a female lead in the game's automatically woke garbage immediately. So it means if it's not a white male in a damn video game, it is a woke game. And this is how gamers categorize things these days. And it's like, why? Why
that's
are
not
y'all
gamers,
doing this?
Bro.
It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not.
That's
I mean, some of these motherfuckers play the games though. Some of them do.
Bro, because that nigga, one of them dudes, because I'm in an argument like that ties in Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Utah. I ain't tag y'all in that one, right?
No, you ain't tagging that one.
They got female chicks in them, right? Samurai. That's historically inaccurate. Motherfuckers on there arguing about the historical accuracy, and I'm like, it's a video game.
It's a video game,
and they're old people. And then I click on their pages because I'm going, I'm going to flame these regardless, right? All politics, bot shit, all their replies, like you can see them. These niggas are pushing
agendas. Yeah, that's very true. It's so toxic. They do. It's so fucking toxic, and it's so easy to bait, bro, because it's just so stupid. It's like, dude, it's a fucking game, man. Like the characters in Split Fiction, they're genuinely good characters. I think that the head of the company actually he said something about it, and he was like, this is stupid. What are people talking about? These are actually like good characters with a good storyline. It has nothing to do with them being female or nothing like that. They're just it's a creative decision, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why people get so upset when. They did the same thing with what was that game? PlayStation dropped like 2 years ago. Forspoken dropped. Before Forspoken dropped and the trailers hit, everybody was like, oh, like the game looked good. It released and it wasn't. It was okay. It had a lot of issues on its own, but besides that, from what people could see on the surface of the game, it looked good, but the first thing people said was, oh, this is woke garbage, because the lead was a black female. And I just, but like I said, I mean, it's probably just a bunch of trolls and bots and shit like that. I don't know. But another problem was going back to Assassin's Creed, like there are, I think, because there's a lot of gamers, I guess, concerned about Yasuke and Shadows, and they're like, me personally, from like what I've been seeing about Shadows, I think Ubisoft they have a good direction going with how they did Shadows, right? You got 2 separate protagonists, you have 2 separate completely different play styles, right? You got one dude who's a brute, you got a chick who's a ninja, stealthy, brings everything to the table that's, the roots of Assassin's Creed, right? Then you got the total opposite of that. I think that's kind of cool. I think that dude I sent you, like that video, Luke Stevens or whatever, I don't think you like what he was saying originally, but I didn't like what he was saying either about, he said something about, I don't understand why people would play as Yasuke. And I'm like, I mean, why not, right? So say you beat the game as Naoi and you're playing through this traditional Assassin's Creed character. I don't see the problem with switching it up and playing the game completely as Yasuke your next run. It's going to make it more challenging because obviously he can't climb on things like Naoi can climb on. He's not as stealthy. He's not as fast. He's definitely slower. It just adds a different perspective of the game from what I've been seeing. So I don't understand how that can be kind of considered a critique as far as saying something like, why would they add him to the game? I think it adds a lot to the game because it gives you an entirely different play style. So I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of piggyback off that, and they're kind of like shitting on Yasuke because he's designed like that. And I don't see the problem with it. I mean, they're giving you more playability. They're giving you more longevity in the game, more ways to play, different play styles. I don't see any issue with that, in my opinion. I think I would prefer something like that. But I don't know. I could just be yapping. Who knows?
Do you see a problem with the relationships?
What relationships?
The romance in the
between him and Naomi.
men.
Him and men.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
Like Yusuke and Japanese men or Japanese non-binary individuals.
Is it historically accurate?
Is that in the game?
Nah. I mean, to answer his question, nah. And then to answer your question, yes.
Why is that in the game?
I posted it in gaming. I don't develop games, bro. Don't ask me.
That's a striker.
Oh, you
posted it. It's up,
When'd you post that? You posted that in Gaming Guides or Gamer Talk?
Nope. Gaming Talk. Yeah, I tagged you. What's going on is what I asked you to be politically correct.
Damn.
You did tag me.
I don't think.
Hey man, whatever they did, they got what was it, 9 out of 10 from IGN?
They did.
So it worked.
100% from somebody else too, though.
Yeah, really good one. Oh wait, I need to find this tag again though. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Come on, just answer the question. Don't do me like that.
All right.
I need to see this.
I just got back from shit, man. I was.
Wait, no, go back.
No, I didn't see that. What? So he has established relationships with men in the game?
I guess there are romance.
All right,
options
there.
where,
No,
like,
go back.
Yusuke, kisses other men.
Oh wait,
or,
they made him gay.
Okay.
There was dialogue in that. I mean, he's not gay. I guess. I don't know if you're forced to do those things or if it's a suggestion.
If it's an option, if it's an option, I mean, you choose whatever.
Wait, what game are you talking about?
Shadows.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Now I got to do the other side.
If it's optional, I don't give a fuck.
That. They did the same thing with KCD too.
Just say, keep it still.
With what?
They did the same thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance too, because they were the.
There's
an
optional.
Your lord, which is another male.
So, I mean, if it's optional, whatever. But if it's forced, it's like, why? I don't understand why they would even be a thing, like in the game. But optional, I don't give a fuck. Forced, it's like, why?
Okay. It's not even forced. Like it even puts like a heart next to the dialogue to let you know this is what you're trying to go towards, like build up. And if you piss off the character throughout the rest of the game, you try to do that, shit ain't gonna work anyways.
Romance in games piss me off anyway, unless there's like a need for it or it's a part of the story. There's really no like an action game. I don't give a fuck about characters. Romance. I don't know why characters have to be non-binary or this and that in action games. I'm like, we're not here for that. I'm here to fight niggas. I don't care about none of that.
Wait, actually, hit it again.
You know, they gotta speak to their people's, their audience.
DEI is over.
And honestly, people love romance in general.
Yeah, I mean, every action movie or other mediums, they have like other factors that draw you in. Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. It doesn't need to be a focus, like a primary focus. It's fine for it to be in the game, but not a primary focus. Like, what's a good example of that?
Well, here's the problem, right? Because I hear what you're saying, but then I don't know if you guys remember when Mass Effect brought that whole thing into like
Oh.
Western RPGs. Like that was huge for the gaming industry. Like people were, minds were blown that you could, develop a love interest and multiple love interests in the game. So
I thought that was Fable.
Was it Fable? I think Fable and Mass Effect came out on Microsoft at the same time. Fable, you can have like a whole family and not
Hell
even
yeah.
take care of your kids. Ray, I think you resonate with that.
I did. I love that shit.
I feel like I missed out on some good games back then. I never played Mass
I
Effect.
played Mass Effect 3, so I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mass
man.
Effect was goated.
Mass Effect
hear
1,
that.
2, and 3, they even had like a little app on your phone that impacted the gameplay. It was dope, bro. You should go back and play it if you have a chance. I don't know if the app on a phone still works, but that was like...
All right, so get on it.
Actually, I think
used to
they
be big.
re-released it too recently.
Hold on.
They did remaster.
All right, get on
it.
Ready?
I think as a medium, video games, right? They kind of have to stretch themselves and do things that other mediums do to kind of stay competitive, right?
Mhm.
And if you really think about it, if you're buying a $60 video game and you're pumping in thousands of hours into a medium, you kind of have to have those little oddball things that you can do to keep it refreshing or even controversial. Because regardless, it's almost like when you're trying to go viral, you're not really trying to put out good content or bad content. You're trying to get content that sticks with people. You're trying to get engagement. And I'll be honest, if I put out a game and people are happy that you have the option, and then some people are upset that you have the option, well, shit, I still got people interested in the game. Either way, you're going to play it, and you're going to be mad about it, but you're still engaged with the game, right or wrong. You know what I mean? I think hey, you still putting in hours, angry as hell. $600 you want a refund.
The entire COD community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Its entirety.
What happened with Suicide Squad?
Same thing. Some people bought the deluxe edition.
No cooking cats.
Paid an extra 10.
Cooking cats.
That was an in-game need right there.
How many hours did he play?
41. At the time of the review, he was at 27, bro. And he was at 41.
27. Still playing. Still angry.
Didn't he say in the review, don't pick up the game?
No cap.
And then he continued to put 20 more hours into
the
game. Don't play this shit.
Pick up the game because he needs it all for himself.
Wait,
that's funny.
Are we supposed to hit the same ones?
Mm-hmm.
That's how gamers are.
No, it's actually not the same ones.
I see it.
Ain't that wrong with a little hate?
No.
Yo, question. Are gamers inherently just toxic people?
Yes.
Yeah.
They want something to complain about all the time.
If you think about it, truthfully, it was like gaming probably always was an escape from reality and a way for you to vent. So you would get on there and do what you could do that wasn't necessarily always acceptable outside.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the okay?
Yeah, I remember the Black Ops 2 emblems. That's why
yes.
They took them away.
Loaded.
Oh my god!
You're not allowed to have freedom like that no more.
Goaded. Another point I wanted to bring up was one. I had to shit on Ubisoft one more time before Shadows releases. It's not
releases. It's out.
No, it's not out yet for us regular people. That's exactly why I'm about to spread some hate. Because Ubisoft said, and I get it, I had a motherfucker on Twitter was like, oh, well, they said this shit. Shut the fuck up. Get off they nuts, all right? It's not right. I don't care if they said this shit. It's not right. It's fucking stupid. I'm tired of these motherfuckers just owning somebody's
Calm down, my nigga.
No, bro, because
dangerous.
I bought the game. And I would have been even more pissed if I bought it on PlayStation. I bought the deluxe edition 3 days ago, because I'm thinking, okay, it's Sunday. I'm going to play it tomorrow on the 17th, on a Monday, because I knew that, hey, the game, even ChatGPT and Grok was up to date. They were like, oh, yeah, if you buy this edition, you get to play it early. If you have Ubisoft Plus, you get to play it early, 3 days early. So I'm like, cool. Well, I don't want Ubisoft Plus.
AI.
Right. So I'm like, cool. That's I didn't trust AI. I didn't trust it after I bought it, because when I bought it, Steam was like, yeah, coming March 20th. And I'm like, nah, this is the digital deluxe edition, big bro. Like, I'm playing this tomorrow. And then I looked it up again, and then I got redirected to Ubisoft's page. And then their page, all the way at the bottom in the fine print, is just like, oh no, we redacted this. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, oh, to make it fair for everybody. And I'm like, how is that fair? How is it fair, Ubisoft, if most of the people can't play your game, but the reviews are out 3 days before the game drops?
Damn. Okay.
Because that's always
Somebody's getting special treatment. You know?
Not only the reviews are out, the gameplay is out. Brad posted the game 2 days ago. Some people had the whole game, the entire story, the entire 25 plus hours of the footage already prepared to send out to YouTube on the 17th. So how is that fair for us to get spoiled all over the internet or on YouTube or find the game to watch and see the content, but I can't play the content 3 days early for purchasing the content?
Well, you know, bro,
No,
it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, you do have an option of ignoring.
That's true. And people have an option of not buying the deluxe edition and playing it on the 20th.
True. Very true. So
Like
what
they promised.
Are you upset about the buying the deluxe edition, or that you didn't get the early access that was supposed to come with the deluxe?
I'm upset because one, I'm upset that they took that promise away. I don't know when they did it. Maybe they did it. They probably back in October or something, and I missed it. But I think they did it when it got delayed the third time. That's when they did it. They finally said, "Okay, we're just going to."
They got delayed. Oh God.
Oh, 3 times.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah. But I'm upset because they made a promise and they should have stuck with it, because people have the content creators have had the game for months. So the reviews have already been already done, NDA signed and everything. They just couldn't do it till like the 17th, 16th, right? So one, I get it. Content creator, that's how they make the money. Fine. That's
he landed right where I was.
But you shouldn't tell the players who invest in your game. They didn't even let the collector's edition people play it early. And that's a $270 set. They didn't even let them play the game 3 days early. I can see, maybe I'll give you more leeway if you went, okay, digital and regular edition, especially regular edition, right? Digital and regular, y'all play the game on the day it releases. But the collector's edition as well? You telling me people who spent $270 on your product cannot play the game?
Absolutely. They got a figurine. What else they want to complain? Like, they got physical goodies.
No, not good enough. Not good enough.
I mean, that's what they agreed to, though, at that point.
Yeah. Sure, I guess. Maybe. Not really, because some people bought the collector's edition before the delays.
They got their refund. They refunded everybody who bought anything.
Yeah, but that wasn't our choice. That was Ubisoft's choice of, oh shit, it's not ready yet.
They gave you the option to refund.
But they gave their refund, so then they said if you pre-order, here's what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously people are gonna pre-order because they want the stuff that comes with it. But it is really exciting to have a.
What'd you get for pre-order?
You got it depends on which one you get. Like you got the deluxe. Well, for pre-order, you talking about for the collector's edition?
For whatever edition.
Oh well, the pre-order you were supposed to just be able to play it. No,
that's it. There was
no. The pre-order is just a pre-order, right? But if you got the deluxe or the collector's edition, you were supposed to play it 3 days early, and you were supposed to the deluxe gives you some quests and some items, and then the collector's gives you the same thing as deluxe, but plus the actual physical.
So you did get some digital goodies or whatever pre-ordering that are exclusives to pre-ordering. Yeah, like this whole being able to play a few days early. Like I'll be honest, it's a commodity of the industry to do it. It's never really been they have to or must do. It's,
I know,
nice
but you teased it twice, so you should just do it when it finally releases. That's my thing. If you already tease it, you should just fucking do it. Like, don't tease it then.
But they had said they weren't gonna do it afterwards.
Yes, I understand that.
They said they were gonna do it. Everyone pre-ordered. They gave a refund. They said if you pre-order again, we're not gonna do it. Just so you know. And you pre-ordered again, and now you're mad that they're not gonna do it?
I'm not mad at the pre-order because I got my money back. I'm not upset about that because it worked out, right? I'm upset at the situation of, hey, why are you redacting that in the first place? Why does it just keep the promise? Why does it matter? Why does it matter if you
It's
have the
their
reviews
business
coming
model.
out? You have the reviews coming out anyway. You have the gameplay coming out anyway. You can't say there and make a statement saying, "Oh, it's fair to the player base." When you have all the stuff on the internet, your game got leaked a month early. People on Twitch were streaming your game a month early, and you can't even continue with the promise of releasing it 3 days early because you want to keep it fair to the player base. People were streaming your game a month early. What are you talking about? That makes no sense, Ubisoft. That's fucking stupid. You can't give me that bullshit. It's stupid. I saw people literally on Twitch streaming Shadows a month before the game was released.
And they copy
because their game got leaked.
They copyright strike them.
They did, but it's still a flaw. It's still a flaw. And then after that, they still have their NDAs.
Go back against their word is what I'm trying to say. Like if you
I didn't want them to make the comment anyway. I didn't want them to redact it in the first place. It made no sense.
But that's what they had to do because they promised their shareholders and stakeholders that's what they were going to do. That's why they refunded everything. And then they said, this is the new business model going forward, moving away from the seasonal pass model. And this is why we're not, pushing it out 3 days early because we want all of the gamers to feel included in this.
But they're still bringing a seasonal pass in Assassin's Creed. What's that thing they got now? Assassin's Creed. It's called damn. What's the damn thing they have connected to Shadows and it plays back? It's like the hub. It's the Assassin's Creed hub. Yeah, it's the portal, whatever. Right? They're bringing season passes anyway. So
does this new Assassin's Creed have multiplayer content or something?
No,
like, I don't.
It's all single player.
No,
exactly. I can see where your question's coming. Why is there a season pass? Yeah, that's a fantastic question. More on that later.
Left.
You don't need a season pass for cosmetics. You can just buy them. I don't understand why you need a season pass for it. And they're gonna make you buy each season.
I don't
on
think
top of the $80 you can spend for the game.
They're not gonna make you buy each season though.
They're not gonna make you buy it. Nobody makes you buy anything. But if you want the cosmetics, you're gonna have certain cosmetics tied to certain seasons. They're gonna have a season pass. They're probably gonna have different tiers in the season pass where one is free, one you pay for. All the items you get on the free end are gonna be shit. We know how this model works. We've been dealing with this model since Fortnite came out. Like we know how this goes. And so my thing is, I get what you're saying.
Season pass, it's a battle pass. Like they're changing the whole thing of it, and they explain
same thing. The same thing.
I guess it could be considered the same thing, but one of them you actually purchase, and one of them you don't. One of them is just like something that gets completed as you play the game. You get rewarded. It's like an extra reward on top of a reward for already playing the game.
Yeah, it's the carrot. They're putting the carrot in front of you and dangling it so that you can play their game.
Yeah,
but I don't like that model, to be perfectly honest.
I hate that model
because they're pretty much admitting out the gate that their game isn't good enough to hook you, so they need to put a gambling element in it. That's pretty much how I feel about it. But everybody does it now. Say again?
What are you gambling?
Well, maybe not. Well, pretty sure they have some type of loot box like every damn game now does. But pretty much anytime you are dealing with RNG, it is some type of gambling type of situation, right? Wherever you're putting up your money into it beforehand or after the hand. If you're putting money into probably buying a season pass and you're trying to get RNG type content or RNG type loot, it's gambling. That's pretty much what gets a lot of games in trouble right now. And why they had to pass legislation recently to kind of even Fortnite had an issue with that, if I remember correctly, because they kind of pretty much introduced this whole shit that I really think is the devil of the industry, in season passes and stuff like that. So, to be honest, I don't know how we got here, but it is definitely, in my opinion, ruining games because the main situation is they're not saying my game is this good that you're gonna want to play it. Here is the hook to keep playing because you got to complete a season pass. And almost every game is doing it now. And it's kind of...
That's true.
Kind of
lazy.
It's lazy. It is watering down what made games fun to actually play and enjoy the experience. Like, that's not there anymore. It's almost like becoming a job now.
Yes.
Like, I have to put in this work so I can get this level 30 joint that I want to unlock. But am I enjoying this, though?
No.
Like, if it wasn't for this hook, this carrot right here that's you're dangling in front of me, would I really be playing this game? because I want to, when I play against other people, I want to show off this little cloudy thing that I got. If it was 2K, it was the mascots and your and no shirt on. You know what I mean? If it's COD, it's the skin that nobody else should be getting. Same with Fortnite. You know what I mean? My son asked me for some. What is the
This is a single player game we talking about. So why do cosmetics matter?
I don't understand why it needs a season pass for a single player game.
So they can keep making money.
If they want to make money, they need to make good games. That's all they have to do. Ubisoft has been underwater literally for the past almost year and a half now, and that's their own fault. That's their own fault. Now I will say, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I haven't touched it yet, but from everything we've been seeing, it's leading up to be a very successful game, and that's good. It seems like they started from the ground up almost. They kind of they did a lot of rework, and that's good. It shows that they're capable. So instead of depending on a system where you're trying to drain people of their money, people are going to. It's been proven time after time, right? People are going to buy your game if it's good. Look what happened with Baldur's Gate. Like if you make a good product, people will buy it. People will support it. Just make a good product. The industry has lost the focus on making good products and just milking out the player base. That is why we see all these battle passes. Season pass, whatever the fuck, same thing. That's why we see all these cosmetics. Overwatch, they focus more on cosmetics than they do content. That's why people left Overwatch, right? Now they're trying to come back from that. It's just, if you make a good product, the players will respond. I don't see what's the problem with that. Now, I mean,
Actually, you bring up a very valid point, but now, damn it, I have to play devil's advocate because it costs money to make content, right?
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the money from if
Transactions?
Well, if they don't have transactions in them, then once you bought the content, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're probably recouping the money they probably put in the beginning to make the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, what model will they have to use to kind of make new content?
Well, it depends on what we're talking about. So, one, if we're talking about a single player game, I don't think there should be any type of microtransactions in a single player game, regardless.
Well,
but we had this conversation with Dragon's
Dogma. What about
DLC? DLCs are fine. I like the old days. We go back to the old days when you had single player games or multiplayer games, right? DLCs were, you had to purchase them. I'll use an example for single player games, right? If you wanted to buy a pass or what the season pass was back then was you buy a season pass and you get these DLCs included in that season pass. That's what the model used to be, right? In the OG terms of season pass. That's fine. I'm okay with that because you're obviously you're paying into the developer that put in all this time to make extra content for you to extend the life of this game. That's fine. I'm not okay with you just doing that for skins. Like, I don't give a fuck about skins. I mean, I can see Rain's point of view too. Just don't buy it, right? But it's like, it's a waste of time. You can just be focusing on creating more content to extend the life of your game, like missions, valuable missions, not just bullshit, valuable missions, extra content, extra story, more dialogue, etc., right? Versus, okay, now if we talk about who did that?
Assassin's Creed Shadows, they're giving niggas 10 extra hours of gameplay, extra quest line and everything. But I mean, even if they didn't do that, those are also two separate departments. You know what I mean? Like,
right, okay.
Skins, those aren't the people that develop all that other shit.
And I'm not fully against extra content. I'm not fully against people paying for extra things, right? I'm against. Let me clarify with this argument. I'm against developers milking money out of players for lackluster content. Let me say that. Content that we clearly see as lazy is clearly just a scheme to get an extra buck. They obviously didn't care about the content they were putting out. We've seen that in plenty of games. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about, or I don't have anything against you paying for something, and it's all optional, right? I'm not against you paying for something that is going to be considered great. Like if we look at what Cyberpunk, I haven't played it yet, but it has fantastic reviews for Phantom Liberty, right? It's optional. The developers put in their time. They you have to pay for it. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. It panned out. But
they gave out their first expansion for free, kind of how Assassin's Creed doing right now.
like I said, I'm not again. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed DLCs. I have an opinion about it. Like I said, this argument more comes from.
Cyberpunk did. Like they gave out their first expansion for free. Now Phantom Liberty actually comes with a price, so that way they can continue to develop further projects.
Well, see, I mean, and that's fine. But then again, Free asked, how are they going to fund it as well? Like I said, I mean, if it's a good game, people are going to buy it, right? We'll look at the most recent example, Black Myth Wukong. I mean, it made over $1 billion. I mean, the game's budget was slightly over 80 mil or something like that. So they clearly made their money and then some. So the money can be there if you make a good product. It can be there. It really can be. Now, I'm not going to say that's the case for every game because a lot of games go, under the radar. But if they're under the radar in the first place, slapping a DLC on them is just going to put you underwater even further. So, I mean, I guess the same thing kind of applies. If you make a good product, people are going to respond. The money will come. You don't need to make a product and then milk the audience, milk your player base with these pointless DLCs that hold no weight, endless stupid cosmetics that cost $15 per pop, and all this other nonsense. Another good example of going back to the OG season passes, right? Call of Duty. I personally think Call of Duty did it right back about 10 something years ago when they had actual season passes. I think they did it right back 10 years ago when you actually had to buy a season pass for about 20, or was it about $50? I think it's about $50. You bought a season pass and you get 4 maps plus some zombie maps because you actually saw the quality difference in these products when it was something you were paying for versus something that I guess is now quote unquote free, right? Free today. You see the difference in quality, right?
But that's almost the price of a whole nother game, though, bro. My goodness, they better.
That shit was definitely like around $15 back then. I know what you're talking about because it came with.
Well, I'm talking about collectively all 4. Like no, 50.
Yeah.
I'm talking about collectively all 4. Like if you bought all 4 seasons, all 4 season passes throughout the life cycle of that Call of Duty, it'd come out to like $50, almost $60, right?
No, actually, yeah, because it was like you bought the season pass,
like 15
50, but separately or 15. So you spend more if you bought them separately. So
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, there's a season pass for like 50, but then if you bought them separately, right, it'd be like $15, right? Season pass gives you access to everything throughout the year, so that's about $50, $60 around that, right? But we saw the difference in quality, right? You compare Call of Duty back then when they had that model versus now. Obviously, they're making more money now because of all the cosmetics. I mean, cosmetics, it controls the industry. I mean, that's why we see every game with cosmetics because, one, it's addicting to little kids alone. They see something that looks silly, they want it, right? So, but if we're talking in terms of quality, the quality I do believe was higher back then when you had products that people invested in and you had to entice them to invest in it. And people weren't just going to spend their money on some bullshit. Like you actually had to deliver a good product for people to spend their money. So we got better products out of Call of Duty games back then.
You're getting more now than you were back then.
You are. But what's the quality worth? I mean, it's quantity over quality. Yes, we're getting more now, but what is it worth?
The quality though, like
the quality of
they can still play the game. Like
that doesn't mean but that doesn't mean that it's good just because people play it. I mean, if you got most people, right? Every year the top selling games are FPSs, which is Call of Duty and sports games. Most of the gamers still only play FPS and sports games. So yes, you have millions of players still playing Call of Duty, huh?
What makes it bad?
What makes what bad?
The quality of the quality, of the Call of Duty that they're pushing out.
I mean, can you honestly name some memorable DLCs that came out of COD in the last 5 years?
They don't release DLCs anymore. They release
DLCs.
Seasons.
They just push out updates on maps. Okay, can you name me some memorable maps that you've played on Call of Duty in the last 5 years?
No. I can't name you a memorable map of Call of Duty since like my childhood because I remember
that's what I'm talking about.
I can't name a DLC map from any Call of Duty though.
Black Ops 2 had a great fucking
name
DLCs.
a DLC map from Black Ops 2. Right.
Apocalypse was a great DLC for Black Ops 2.
Name a map.
Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, the Rising Drop. My
Terminal's an
favorite
OG.
zombies map. Black Ops 3,
Oh,
the
man.
Rising Drop. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. I mean,
So zombies.
I bought that. I
I
purchased
thought we
that.
were talking about multiplayer maps.
Mainly people cared about the zombies maps coming out, right? Multiplayer was an addition, but the multiplayer maps were even good when they came out. You had like one maybe per pack that was ass, but the multiplayer maps were really solid when you were playing like Call of Duty back in the day. No one really had a good complaint, many complaints about them. And this isn't an argument of Call of Duty. It's just the comparison of.
I'm just wondering how the quality is bad now. I'm not arguing anything because I want to, like you just said, the quality is bad now. So
Because I only skipped 2 Call of Duties in the last 5 years. If I can't name anything memorable, it doesn't tell me that game was really outstanding. I think the last Call of Duty that was really good, honestly, in my opinion, was Modern Warfare 2019. They had some really good content. I will say that. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since then, not so much. Cold War
remaster.
No, Modern Warfare 2019. It wasn't a remaster. They remade the series.
What was different about it?
I don't know. Fucking graphics, story, change.
That's when they introduced the battle royale, and that was game changing. Yeah,
they brought Warzone in 2019.
Warzone. Yes,
I thought that's been around since 2.
No, not Warzone. And that's the first one that they brought crossplay with. So those are the two things that made it memorable. And I mean, the multiplayer was really good too, though.
It was. Multiplayer was fantastic. It was fantastic. But I mean, since then, I can't name you anything memorable about Call of Duty. It's just okay. We play this for a couple months. Oh, I guess we'll play it next year when a new one comes out. It's just getting like.
Did Call of Duty just get too big for its own good?
I would say yes, but the same shit over and sell out every year. So I mean, numbers wise, no. If you were talking about creativity, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing every year. I mean,
I think that's kind of the problem, though, right? Like because they're so successful, they have to put out a product every year because fans expect it.
Like
but
Apple,
it's almost like 2K, Madden, the iPhone.
Why isn't it going in?
Fast and the Furious, like. Because you guys are, not you guys, but because fans expect so much and always want a new version, like, are we the ones that, of course, we continuously buy and support it? So their formula obviously is working, but is it kind of our fault because of A, demand, and B, because we're responding to it?
Yes, I really do. It's the same thing like what you mentioned with what you just said about. We'll take the tech industry, right? Everybody wants something new. They expect something new every year. Like computers, they expect new series of graphics cards every year. Like people are talking about the 60 series right now. I'm like, damn, the 50 series just dropped. Relax. Same thing with like iPhones. People expect a new iPhone every single year. And then when they get a new iPhone, they're like, oh, well, this isn't a big upgrade. This is not. Like, of course not. Like they've even had this, they've done these studies on like if we're just talking about cell phones alone, how people are like disappointed that major upgrades have slowed down, but it's not possible for you to have a major upgrade every single year. Incremental upgrades are where we're at now every year, and it puts a lot of pressure on these companies because it's like they feel like they're forced to put something out because we as consumers want the newest thing every single year. Like we constantly have to have something quote unquote new. So. And I think it brings a lot of disappointment. I wouldn't say disappointment. Yeah, disappointment and complaining out of a lot of people too, because their expectations are higher than what the demand can feed, right? So, I mean, yes, I believe we did it to ourselves because we expect it's an expectation at this point. Having a new product, and if we're talking about video games, like specifically Call of Duty, right? People get sick of this game. What are they saying? Well, next year's Call of Duty should be like this. Like they're already fucking thinking about it. They're already thinking about the next Call of Duty when December rolls around, and this Call of Duty's been out 2 months. It's like that's just because it almost seems unhealthy.
We as consumers forget what Call of Duty originally was, and Activision was the publisher, and there were 3 different development studios under them, each with their own year in a cycle. So it would actually be 3 years in development between each installment, because Black Ops, Modern Warfare, and then at the time World at War were like their own different thing. And then eventually around the time when gaming started to blow up. When I guess around Black Ops 3 dropped. So Black Ops 4 was probably the first one that all the studios came together, which was around 2018. Activision started downsizing and they started to make one Call of Duty instead of each Call of Duty having a focus. Like one used to be about story, one was a focus on zombies, and one was like shooting, like multiplayer, primarily focused. Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, 3 different studios. You know, 3 different strong suits, and then they put them together, and now you got one product, and they're making it annually now versus triannually. But people.
But it's also a money thing too. I mean,
definitely, they gotta respond to their shareholders, and their shareholders want to see big income every year. So, I mean, it's not just gamers. Of course, the companies play a huge part in it. It's just that we're the ones spending the money, though. We dictate the market, but really, we allow the market to be dictated to us because we still support whatever decisions that are made with our dollars.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the long debate, right? Well, me personally, I don't feel like there needs to, especially like what Rain was saying. It used to be on that model. Now we're kind of like straight away from that model, right? And you only really need one Call of Duty, right? I think you should put out a new Call of Duty every generation of console. That seems perfectly fine to me. I feel the same way with the sports games. You can simply update the roster every year, or if you want to do like a season pass system on a game that updates every console generation, that's fine with me. I just don't necessarily get the whole mindset of buying a new 2K every year, buying a new Call of Duty every year, buying a new FIFA, a new Madden, this and that. It's like it's such a waste, because not only are you going to buy that game, you're going to spend the same amount of money you spend in cosmetics on that quote unquote new game the next year. Yeah, it's your money, you do whatever you want with it, but it's just really toxic. I think consumers would have a better time if it was just one game in these genres and it got updated every 5-6 years, right? In terms of putting out a new product, quote unquote new product, right? Because you don't need a new basketball game every year. You just really don't. But it makes money, so this whole, it's not going to change because they see how much money it brings in. It's
I gotta make a cross. Okay.
So why would I stop producing it? Even if I know I'm gonna like, honestly, these companies, we see it all the time. They do a copy and paste system. They copy a game, they paste it, they send it out, people buy it, it breaks records, right? So why would I stop doing that if it's making me money? And that's the only problem. And the only way to stop that is to not buy it. But the problem is people aren't gonna buy it. I mean, people aren't gonna stop buying it.
There's another issue too with that though, and because these companies, they're still in business, right? They still have to meet payroll. They still have to.
Very true.
You know, their expenses still exist every year. Like, I don't think they can even afford not to put out a game, because then they won't be in business.
Fortnite's doing it. I think they could. The 2K community, like, I'll take the 2K community alone. If they stop, like, honest to God, if they say they didn't make a 2K, say they just stopped making
season passes and battle
2K can do the same thing though. Like, say, okay, instead of having to buy a new game every year, your overall resets or does a soft reset every season, right? People are still going to buy into the season pass. We see people buy into season passes all the time. They're going to do it.
True, but they're probably
it's cheaper. It's cheaper than buying a new game. What do you mean you don't want that? It's cheaper.
But too long ago.
What?
You said you don't want season passes and you hate that business model.
Yes, I'd rather pay for a $20 season pass than a $80 new game every year. I mean, that would make sense to me.
$20 every 3 months versus $80 every year?
No, I meant every year. I mean, it's still cheaper every 3 months. That's only 60 versus 80. I mean, you're still saving money. But if we're talking about 2K, every year they could legit just do a reset on your overall or whatever, and then you just pay a what? We'll make it because 20 is too low. We'll make it a 40. We'll make it a $40 fucking
That's
pass.
more, nigga. That's even more.
Yearly? No, it's not. It's half the price.
Yeah, 3 months, right?
No, not 3 months, nigga. Every year.
But
Every September.
That's generally 90 days. That's 3 months.
All right, but let's put the math to the side though. Would gamers accept that though?
No.
I don't know if gamers would be okay with just a roster update, because even when 2K puts out their current games and they try to tweak and change a little bit here and there, they still complain it's the same game, and they're paying for that. Like, imagine.
So why wouldn't they be happy with not paying for the same game and just having it get updated? What's wrong with that? It would just turn it into a fucking MMO, basically. That's what it will turn 2K into.
True, but you got to remember, gamers that play sports, a lot of them do not play MMOs, because that's a different mindset, a different feel for them.
Right, but it would turn it into it. I mean, it's basically an MMO. They sit at the park, they sit at the rec.
They niggas look for a career every year.
But then would you potentially alienate
them
by
playing career mode? My career in 2K, bro. Like I got made fun of because I was playing and I enjoy my career. Like what? Ain't that many people playing my career in 2K. The 2K community is not playing my career for real.
My career, bro. That's pretty much all they do.
That's where your character, your creative character is my career. Everyone
plays
that's
all they do now.
But
I'm probably the only person that still plays franchise. Honestly, me and maybe one other person. I see them
most
online.
people go play online.
Franchise, the GM mode and stuff.
Well, high roller, we'll do a 2-man franchise then, bro. What's up?
Oh, fuck no. The Knicks and the Heat.
Me and high roller play.
What are you talking about, man?
Same ass.
Talking about, you know how the franchise mode work. All I gotta do is throw in 5 first-round picks, and I can get Luka.
Probably
get anybody with throw all your picks in there.
I mean, to be honest, in real life, you didn't even need first-round picks. So I mean, it's 2K pro.
Nope.
That is true.
I think their solution's better than what we got going on right now. We literally
it would lead to more layoffs across the industry.
We getting massive layoffs now.
Exactly. America supports layoffs.
Just layoffs now. Literally, High Roller was talking about they're literally. I guess they're about to have a union or some shit to try and prevent all that. Which sparks another conversation. To an extent. I mean, no, they do, because they need to stop getting laid off. I do support
I remember High Roller was talking about that earlier today.
Razor brought up a good point. It's just gonna people are just gonna get more lazy.
That bitch.
When you got people that know they have a guaranteed job, no matter what, and they're protected, they're gonna get lazy. They're not gonna put out this. They're not gonna work. They're not gonna work as hard. It's not gonna happen.
The problem is not the developers. Games are bad because of the people above them.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. But naturally, if you know your job is protected, you're not gonna perform the same at work. You're really not. It's what we see across the board, especially in the United States.
These games get worked on and released or whatever. So like, regardless, like the work gets done.
Y'all niggas go to work an hour out the day. You're not about to tell me. You're not about to tell me.
You can say that though, but you can't. But if you were to speak to my manager and ask him how many deadlines I'd have missed, how many tasks that I got done a week and a half early, he'll tell you a lot.
But how much more productivity could you get out of your work week if you did, let's say, 6 hours every day minimum at work?
Less. I'd fuck something up, guaranteed. I'd overthink everything, stress myself the fuck out, and try to find problems
for 6 hours, nigga. 6 hours. Guaranteed. One, you in a whole different field of work, nigga. How much shit I work?
He's right. He's not. Rain's definitely.
Okay, well, you and Rain are actually. Okay.
Yo,
you're not in game development anymore. You're not in game development anymore. What's up, Cole?
Yo, what's up, y'all boys?
What's up?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I see y'all boys in a minute, bro.
Yeah, you been on Roblox.
Yeah, I'm still. Y'all sitting in my profile. I'm still playing. I have my PC on. Yeah,
come my PC playing in March Madness. Y'all lost.
Oh wow. No, I'm trouble. No, I was on Roblox. I should.
Razor, you here?
Y'all been on Destiny still or not?
Yeah, how you feel about that?
I might start playing.
Exactly the union thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's a fact. They like, because I'm in a union, so I see it. Like, and other motherfuckers warn me about it. Like, you're gonna run into a lot of people who don't want to work, and or even already, people cut corners, they chill out, they take breaks early. It always happens, and I see how bad y'all act working from home. Already.
Oh no, I do a lot less work in the office, and I'm pissed off that I got to be there.
I'll be honest, bro. I do not work when I'm in the office. Like, just too many people to talk to and catch up on your day.
No.
And, like, hey, how's it going? And did you see this? Did you watch this? Like,
sound like some people need to be fired. We solve that problem real quick.
Yeah, that's why we got Elon.
That's socializing, bro.
That's why Elon. Department of
Hey
Government.
man, I don't want that nigga actually be my boss, because that nigga would be like, oh, well, you only worked a couple hours, but you still met all your deadlines, but that's still a problem because you didn't.
No, that's efficient. That's efficient. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this, right? Think of how efficient you are within an hour, right? If you double that productivity if you worked double that, well, let's say quadruple, because an hour is not a lot of time.
God damn.
You could be way more productive. You're not gonna tell me that you're maximizing your productivity in an hour of work versus a regular 8-hour work day. You're not telling me.
Of course not. But
an hour is not a lot of time.
Someone who's worked in the gaming studio, I can tell you that it's not the developer productivity is the issue. It is not. Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes. There's a lot of stuff that goes on above. Like, if a game gets pushed back, it's because shareholders randomly decided in the middle of the project we want fucking lead pass or some shit in the game in the middle of the thing, or we want to kiss ass to all these content creators, so we're gonna waste your time for a whole fucking 2 weeks and make you play test the game with them and shit.
You know where a lot of it lies, and High Roller could tell you this. Like, with probably the most passion is unclear requirements, meaning they're gonna tell you and want to have this, put into the scope. And you know who's the one that's talking to these clients or these people are trying to create these scopes? It's not the devs.
It's not us.
People.
It's the idea people. So you got the non-dev people going to the client or like saying, okay, this game's getting released at this time, even though all the lead devs are telling him, like, listen, based off what you want for this game and the time you're giving us, that shit is not fucking possible. But do they listen? No. This is why a lot of games come out with fucking bugs, because they don't listen to devs.
Hold on, Assassin's Creed Shadows is available to play right now.
Oh yeah, that's kind of dope.
This nigga running away.
I'm looking at my Steam, it's loading, and it just says play, and I'm very tempted to just press play right now.
How do you think unionizing would affect game devs' work ethic? Do you think it'd better it at all, or what?
I don't think the work ethic is really the issue. Obviously you got the bad apples, but you got the bad apples in every industry. Obviously, but I don't think much will change. I think it'll stay the same. I just think we'll have like more powers, just because, like, for example, Marvel Rivals is doing good both financially on paper and in the media and everything, but yet they still laid all of them off, and you can't tell me it wasn't a money issue. Stuff like that. So despite doing great, or like, what was that one game that almost won Game of the Year? It was a couple years ago, but for some reason they shut the studio down. Now, and they had made like a good like $30 million profit off that game. I can't remember what it was called. There was some weird shit that came out on Xbox. I think you had like a skateboard and it was like very artsy. But they shut that studio down, even though they almost won Game of the fucking Year. Yeah, so it's just that, like, you're performing, the company's making good money off the product you created, but yet I still get cooked.
That's me.
Yo,
like I understand, like, if the game doesn't do what it needs to do financially, of course, like, obviously the company has to protect itself. But if that's not the case, and you still getting rid of niggas, that's a problem. Just like for example, like when Xbox, like, when started all that bullshit with Bungie and took the Halo IP away, and look how ass Halo been since then. And then the company that made what the fuck was that shitty ass vampire game that came out on Game Pass that we played?
Redfall.
Redfall. I'm pretty sure it was the company that made Dishonored, and instead of working on games that they're used to, like their craft, what they know, No, they were forced to make this shitty ass Redfall game, which is a type of game they've never played. They didn't have anybody in their studio that had experience making that game because a lot of people that were there had been there for many years, and then they got bought or whatever and were forced to make some other shit. So like a lot of the stuff is above developers' heads when shit happens. So that's why I'm saying like productivity isn't the issue. It's the people who don't actually play video games and don't even know anything about video games or what the industry is looking for and stuff, making all the decisions.
No, that's true. I mean, but we see that all around too. I think what we're saying is this, right? So you had a perfect environment in developers unionized. And like I said, I'm not saying that y'all shouldn't be. I think y'all should be unionized because you should have some sort of protections for your career because they're playing with people's livelihood, they're playing with people's families' livelihood. Like I'm all for it. But what we're saying is, say you had a perfect world where game direction went your way. Most of the things centered around creating a game landed inside a developer's hands, right? And y'all were unionized. You had protections for basically you knew you couldn't just get fired on a random day for some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
You would see lazy motherfucker. It's just human nature. You would see lazy people.
Oh yeah, of course.
You would see a lot less productivity. You would because you're it's no longer an expectation for you to excel at your job, for you to remain hired. It's no longer an expectation there. So now you would a lot of people would fall down to baseline and do the bare minimum. I mean, like it goes back to that passion thing, like what Razor was saying. If you're not passionate about it, why wouldn't you do that, right? Why wouldn't I do the bare minimum if I'm getting paid the same as everybody, even somebody who's getting paid? I mean, somebody who's going above and beyond, but they're getting paid the same as me. Why would I do all that when we're all getting paid the same? You know, I can see the reasoning behind it, but that's just how humans work. That's what we're gonna fall to.
Honestly, it all depends on the company. Like even though I don't work a lot of hours at my current job, I genuinely love this current job. I like the product that I'm working on and stuff. And so when I do work on it, it's lit. Like it may seem like I work a couple hours a day, but my schedule is basically work whenever the fuck you feel like you just meet your deadline. So some days I might do nothing during the day. I might hop on and like be sitting in the VC with y'all for like 3 hours and from 9 to midnight and be doing some work. So like,
yeah, we see
it just depends. Like for example, like when I worked at X Studios, I used to go above and beyond. But like I was saying, it matters by the company, and I got my work ethic fucking question on me while I was in the office at 8 p.m. So guess what?
Yeah.
If that happens, you think people gonna keep going above and beyond and do the bare minimum?
No, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just that's just what it is.
A lot in the game industry. You get really disrespected in the game industry. It's insane.
It's life. Shit.
Which is why there's a lot of people who don't go above and beyond.
And that's true. Hey, look, a lot of it falls on leadership. I ain't even gonna knock it. A lot of it falls on leadership, but that's just the way it is. Now, like I said, I'm not saying y'all should be. I really do think y'all need to be because all the layoffs we done seen over the last few years have been unprecedented. They've been disgusting. It's basically been a lot of despicable activities going on in these companies with the layoffs. It is very sad. It's very heartbreaking to see, but you know that's just. It's kind of like it's almost like a double-edged sword, right? It's like damn. Fuck this way and we might get fucked this way. So I don't know, the kind of the main thing around this topic was just I think gaming is just I think what Mr. Free he asked are gamers just like what toxic, right? I think gamers are toxic. I think gaming in a whole is just toxic right now. It's monetized up the ass. I mean, they were having a discussion on if they were gonna bring advertisements in game. Like what we did, which I believe is going to happen one day. I totally believe it. I don't know how it hasn't gotten into games.
It's already happened, bro. In the sports games.
Yeah, well, I think in sports games though, it's kind of centered around their own product, though, right? I don't think you can have like advertisements from, just like random advertisements from all around. Like it was YouTube monetized, right? I think we'll see that eventually in gaming. I don't know when, but I'm surprised we went this long without seeing it. And once the option is there,
it's not a form of advertisement.
No, it is. But I think it's limited to certain things, right? Like you wouldn't load up a game and see Ryan Reynolds pop up with a Mint Mobile commercial, right? I mean, now Could it happen? I think so. I think gaming is one. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They know they have a lot of eyes on these products. This and that. I could honestly see some type of form of, like, I use YouTube as an example because they're notorious for ads, right? I can see that type of monetization for ads coming to video games within the next decade. I can see it, especially how fast it's growing.
It's here already.
It is here in some ways. It is. I'm talking about in annoying ways where it's like YouTube. I can honestly see that happening. And I think the moment that it's allowed, they're going to go through the roof with it. And there's nothing we can do about it because you're not going to stop playing the game. Like people, you're not going to stop watching YouTube because there's an ad there, right? You're going to thug it out. You said what?
You mean like stopping your game and running a commercial in the middle of your gaming type shit, or?
No, I don't think not that deep, but just like if you, let's say you're in a multiplayer game and you're out of the game, you go to a menu. While you're waiting in the menu, waiting for a game, an ad pops up. You watch a little video till you can skip it, this and that. Or like annoying, unoptimized mobile games, right? You know how like they got these things that take up your whole screen and you got to click the small little X, and if you don't click it right, it takes you to a new ad, this and that, like type shit like that.
I think that would be a severe departure from the essence of video games. I think the backlash would probably end up really making people rethink doing that shit.
Which I hope so.
Like currently, they got like billboards in games. You know, in 2K, you might have advertising on the uniforms. Because like the essence of games, kind of, you can't just make it so blatant, right?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna turn off the gamer, and if you turn off the gamer, they're not gonna buy your game, bro. And it's gonna be a very specific reason, because like we gamers are toxic. We are toxic, and if you give us something to complain about, we'll complain you to death, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. Game decisions have been made based on the complaints of gamers. I think that would be one hell of a complaint that a lot of games, the first person to do it would probably be the last, to be perfectly honest with you.
I think who was talking about? I think EA was the first person to kind of talk about it, but it got shut down. I think it received a lot of backlash. I think EA was bringing it up, and it received a ton of fucking backlash. And they were like, okay, we're not gonna do that. Most definitely, that shit do not need to be in there. But it'll resurface. I hope it doesn't go through, but it'll resurface. It'll definitely resurface. Because if Pepsi can push a $2 billion deal down to Madden, where they're like, hey, we'll pay you this much amount to advertise our shit over a 5-year period, they gonna take the money. If it's allowed, they'll take the money, they'll do it. And then players ain't gonna, what, you gonna stop playing? You gonna stop playing Madden? You know, ain't no other competition. You gonna stop playing NCAA? No, it ain't gonna happen. So I mean, it's kind of just like, I think, especially like players who are limited to specific genres, right? And they don't, like, we see the sports community and FPS community. A lot of those gamers only play those type of games, especially with big names like Call of Duty, and you got sports games like 2K or Madden, stuff like that. They'll be locked into that stuff. There are no competitors. There's no competition right now for those big games. So if they wanted to, you would have no choice but to just suck it up. You wouldn't have a choice, which is a problem in my opinion.
There is a choice.
Not playing. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's a choice, but they're not going to choose that choice.
Draw the line in the sand somewhere and say, you know what?
You do.
Enough is enough. I think I have some pride here. Maybe.
Yeah, and I would hope people would do that. But I don't think they would. I don't think the masses would. I think there are maybe they'll take a hit on a few 100,000 players, but I don't think the masses would do it. I just think people are too caught up in it, you know. I just don't think they'll do it. And if they did, it'll take a really long time.
I think if it's something that's that blatant in their face, I think they would. I have faith. I have hope. Ash.
Well, I hope so. I fucking hope so. I don't know. It's just gamers get they disappoint me.
They're not doing it. They're gonna buy it, man. They're gonna buy it.
Exactly. They're gonna buy it. I mean, look at the community now. They complain about 2K and then they go buy the next one. So it's like
complain about it.
2K told them, yeah, your VC not carrying over,
And they bought it anyway.
They said, "Fuck 2K." All right, I'm about this next one.
Oh, that ain't even find a way they whole right.
Hey man, stop talking about me.
Yeah, there go one of them right
Play
there.
it for a week.
I did.
We sure did. That shit on impulse. When you're like, yeah, we about to be in the wreck, this and that. In 5 days total. I ain't even touch that shit again.
Y'all played it for 5 days?
I think it was like 5 days. Yeah, Reigns played a
lot.
lot.
I mean, like that nigga actually ruined my happiness for it. I was ready for it.
Bro, I wasn't
3 games
that
in a row,
bad,
3
bro.
for 30, 7 turnovers.
Look, in my career, I can hit the greens.
Yeah, of course you can when you play on rookie.
I didn't know it didn't transfer over to online. Shit, that's my bad. I went in there with confidence. Oh shit! I went in that motherfucker with confidence.
Wrapping up today's topic, we want to thank everyone who has made it this far. And if you enjoyed the discussion, all we ask in return is for you to spread the love by sharing this podcast with a friend. And while you're at it, please go ahead and drop us that 5-star rating on the supporting platforms. This helps the algorithm promote our show, which helps us bring in new listeners. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.